Hey, English learners! Welcome back to Qlip English, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm Olivia.
Hello, Olivia, and hello, everyone. I'm Michael. How are you today, Olivia?
I'm doing great, Michael. Actually, I'm a little excited today because our topic is something I wish someone had told me years ago.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Okay, so English has like what, 12 tenses? Maybe more.
12? I think I counted like 16 once in a grammar book. I almost cried.
Right? And you know what's funny? Native speakers, people who grew up speaking English their whole lives, most of them only use 5 tenses in daily conversation.
Wait, only 5?
Only 5. And today, we're going to tell you exactly which 5 they are.
Okay, I need this. Every time I open a grammar book, I see things like future perfect continuous, and I just close the book.
Future perfect continuous? Honestly, most native speakers don't even know what that is.
Really?
Really? So today, no pain. Just 5 tenses that will get you through real conversations, job interviews, travel, friendships, everything.
I love it. Let's go. What's the first one?
Number 1, and this is the most important, simple present.
Like, I drink coffee every morning.
Exactly. Or she works at a hospital. Or water boils at 100 degrees. Things you do regularly. Facts, habits.
So this is the tense I use when I talk about my life.
Yes. When someone asks, what do you do? Or where do you live? You answer in simple present. It's the tense of your identity.
The tense of your identity. That's cool.
And here's a mistake I hear all the time. People say, I am study English.
Oh yeah, I've made that mistake.
The correct form is, I study English. No am needed, just the base verb. I eat, she eats, they eat.
Got it. Simple present. What's number 2?
Number 2, present continuous. This is what's happening right now.
Like, I am learning English right now?
Perfect. Or she is sleeping, or they are building a new school. Action in progress.
Wait, what's the difference between simple present and present continuous?
Imagine your friend calls and says, what do you do? Versus, what are you doing?
Oh, what do you do means my job. What are you doing means right now, this second.
Exactly. I teach English. That's my job. I am teaching a class right now. That's this moment.
That's such a clear way to explain it.
And here's the interesting part. Present continuous also works for future plans, like I am meeting my friend tomorrow.
Wait, that's future, but you use am meeting?
Yes. When the plan is already arranged, native speakers use present continuous. I'm flying to Tokyo next week. We're having dinner tonight.
Wow, so one tense does 2 jobs?
2 jobs. Very efficient. Okay. Tense number 3, simple past. And this one, Michael, this one is the storyteller's best friend.
The storyteller's best friend. I like that.
Anytime you're telling something that already happened, yesterday, last week, when you were a child, simple past is your tense.
Like, I went to the market yesterday.
Yes, she called me last night. We had a great time at the party. Done, finished, in the past.
But the irregular verbs make me crazy. Go becomes went, come becomes came. Why can't it just be goed?
I feel you. I tell my students irregular verbs are like old family members. They have their own rules.
That's actually a funny way to think about it.
And honestly, the most common irregular verbs, go, come, eat, see, buy, make, take, if you learn just those, you can tell 90% of your stories.
That's reassuring. So I don't need to memorize all of them.
Not at once. Start with the common ones. Add more slowly. Language is a journey, not a race. Okay, number 4, and this one changes everything for sounding natural. Present perfect.
Ooh, this one is tricky. Have plus something.
Yes. Have or has plus the past participle. I have visited Paris. She has eaten sushi before. We have watched that movie.
So it happened before, but I don't say exactly when.
That's the key. When the exact time doesn't matter, use present perfect. It's a bridge between the past and the present.
A bridge. That's a great way to see it.
Think about this. If someone asks, have you ever tried Korean food? They don't care if it was last Tuesday or 5 years ago. They just want to know your experience.
So I say, yes, I have tried it, not, yes, I tried it last year when I visited Seoul.
Exactly. Unless you want to say when, then you switch to simple past. I tried it last year when I visited Seoul.
Wait, so present perfect for the experience, simple past when I add the time.
You just explained it perfectly. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of myself too.
And present perfect is also great for recent news. The president has announced a new policy. Scientists have discovered something amazing.
Oh, that's why news always sounds like that.
Exactly. Present perfect makes it feel fresh and connected to today. Okay, number 5, last one, simple future with will.
Like, I will call you later?
Exactly. Or, it will rain tomorrow. Don't worry, I will help you. Clean, simple, direct.
So this is different from present continuous future, right? Like, I'm meeting my friend tomorrow was already planned, but I will is more spontaneous.
Yes, you're getting it. I'm meeting my friend tomorrow, planned in advance. I will meet you there, decided right now.
Can you give me a quick example of both?
Sure. Imagine your phone rings. Your friend says, can you help me move boxes this weekend? You think for 1 second and say, sure, I will help you. That's a spontaneous decision.
And if I already knew about it before the call?
Then you'd say, yes, I'm helping you this weekend because it was already arranged.
This changes things. I used will for everything before.
Most learners do. Using will for everything isn't a disaster. People will understand. But once you know both, you sound much more natural. Okay, let's do a quick review. All 5 super fast.
Go.
Number 1, simple present. I drink coffee every day. Number 2, present continuous. I am drinking coffee right now. Number 3, simple past. I drank coffee this morning. Number 4, present perfect. I have never drunk black coffee before. Number 5, simple future. I will drink coffee after this podcast.
I love that you used coffee for all 5.
I was thirsty. What can I say? Listeners, imagine you're at a party and someone asks, oh, so you speak English? Now, with these 5 tenses, you can say, yes, I study English every day. Right now, I'm working on my grammar. I started 2 years ago. I have made a lot of progress, and one day I will speak English like a native.
Amazing! 5 tenses, 1 powerful answer.
That's the goal. Not to impress people with complicated grammar, just to communicate clearly and confidently.
You don't need all the tenses to speak well. You just need to master the right ones.
Exactly. These 5 cover 95% of real conversations. Okay, vocabulary moment. 5 phrases we use today.
I love this part. Ready.
Phrase 1, go-to. I said simple future is your go-to. Go-to means your first choice.
Like, pizza is my go-to food when I'm tired.
Perfect. Phrase 2, in progress. Something happening, not finished yet.
Like, the construction is in progress.
Great example. Phrase 3, a bridge between, connecting 2 things.
Like, that experience was a bridge between my old life and my new life.
Beautiful. Phrase 4, spontaneous, a decision made quickly without planning.
Like, we made a spontaneous trip to the beach.
Sounds like a great day. And phrase 5, go through, to experience something or move through a process.
Like, I went through a lot of mistakes before my English improved.
Very real. Every learner goes through that.
Okay, this episode was a game changer.
And to everyone listening, don't be afraid of making mistakes with tenses. The goal isn't perfect grammar. The goal is connection.
Because language is about connecting with people.
Exactly. When you speak, people listen to your story, your ideas, your personality, not your tenses. Okay, one final question for our listeners. Using any of the 5 tenses, write one sentence about yourself in the comments, like, I study English because, or I have always wanted to, or I will never stop.
Drop it in the comments. Even if it has a mistake, share it. That's how you learn.
And if this episode helped you today, hit that subscribe button. We make new episodes and we don't want you to miss any of them.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. You're amazing for showing up.
Keep going, keep speaking, and remember, every sentence you say in English is a win.
See you in the next episode, English learners. Take care.